What a great Super Bowl, everyone. Actually, all the playoff games were pretty fun to watch. And I watched them because I had bets going with my kids. And luckily, by the end of it, I only lost about $10 to each of them. So I think it worked out well for me. Got the skin in the game. You got to get the skin in the game. If you need a bet with your kids, that's what it takes. Anyways, don't report me to the authorities. I wanted to talk about this week's Parsha and the Super Bowl, and football in general. People get together for parties. They really enjoy football. It's an important thing for a lot of Americans, and it's good. It's probably the one thing that unites Americans left, right. Everybody can unite and feel good about having one day for a sport. Though this week's Parsha talks about the story of the golden calf, the Egel HaZahav, and it's really the paradigm of idolatry, where the people of Israel put their faith in something other than God. They put their effort into something other than God. They put their money into something other than something that's worthwhile and holy. They build this golden calf, and from there we get this general rule, like a general rule about idolatry, is Bechukosehem lo telechu. Don't walk in the statutes of the idolaters. And that's come to mean in terms of halachic practical application, don't copy the idolatrous practices you see around you. Now, it's arguable whether or not America is an idolatrous nation and whether NFL or Super Bowl falls into that. And for some, and it's really a spectrum of how Orthodox Jews see it, for the most Orthodox, anything that's not Jewish is outside. They won't even celebrate Thanksgiving. Then as you move down the spectrum towards more centrist, they will celebrate Thanksgiving, but certainly not other things. And as you slide along, it came up this last week. Do you do anything for Valentine's Day? I don't do anything for Valentine's Day. I think it's Bechukoseim lo telechu. Don't walk in their statutes. But if you send your wife a nice card that says "I love you," or you get a potted plant, how could that be so bad, right? So that's the balance there. How do we make sure that the NFL, in fact, when it says don't walk in their statutes, one of the examples it gives is, it's talking about Romans. It says to go to the amphitheaters, to go to the stadiums. It says stadiums and theaters, and that's like pretty much the biggest stadium and theatrical performance is the Super Bowl. More people tune into that than anything. So maybe it is wrong. I have 3 ways to make it so that the Super Bowl is positive Jewishly. One is, don't give it intrinsic value. Don't make it so deeply important to you that you feel like this is truly an important part of my life. Remember, it's entertainment at the end of the day. It's truly entertainment. Even if it's your team in the Super Bowl, it feels good, it's great, but it's not intrinsically valuable. So if you remember that, that's the first step in not making it an idolatrous practice. Second thing is inject some Judaism into it. Anything that's exciting is a great opportunity to connect to your Judaism. So serve kosher food, make a bracha at your Super Bowl party. I was at the store, I couldn't believe it. I found these berries called gooseberries. Never saw them before. We made a shechianu at the Super Bowl party, so we could make shechianu on the Super Bowl, shechianu on gooseberries. They were delicious. If you ever see a gooseberry, try it. It's an unbelievable fruit. And they were at Market Maven, by the way. So that's number 2. Bring your Judaism, make it holy, make it special. And the third thing is really an interesting commentary about the golden calf. It says they were mitzachek, that the Jewish people partied, had laughed or had a great time with the golden calf. That's what it says. It uses the word letzachek. And Rashi comments that it's a euphemism for murder. They murdered Hur, when he protested. They murdered a leader of the Jewish people when he protested against the golden calf, and it also is a euphemism for sexual depravity, that they had a big orgy around the golden calf. But the basic understanding that they had a great time with the golden calf has a really interesting commentary, which is that that's why God was upset. He was more upset about the fact that they were partying with this golden calf. When God gave them mitzvahs, when God gave them commandments, when God would come to them, they'd say, "Oh, it was so scary. It's so right," or it wasn't fun. They didn't get that same what's called geschmack, like a deliciousness of the experience. When it came to the golden calf, they were partying, they were happy, they were smiling, and Hashem looked down and said, "You're smiling when you didn't smile when you did the mitzvah." So here's my take on the Super Bowl. If you're getting really excited for the Super Bowl, great, get excited for the Super Bowl, but you better get equally excited for Shabbos. You better get equally excited to do a mitzvah for someone, the things that really count in life. Get happy and excited about them as well. So that's just 3 takes for my sense on keeping the Super Bowl is a wholly positive thing in our lives, and it relates to the Parsha. Have a great week. Good Shabbos, my friends.